Hi everyone, I'm Lisa from the Balanced Real Estate team in Prescott, Arizona. If you've ever bought a home, then you know the outcome of a home inspection can be a nail biter. So in today's video, I'll cover what's fair when it comes to asking the seller for repairs on your future home. My real estate partner Jessica and I have a lot of fun talking about all things Prescott and Prescott area real estate. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you're notified every time we post a new video. So let's get started. If you're buying a home, the inspection period is an important time. Jessica and I have attended more home inspections and read more inspection reports than we care to remember. But the home inspection is a great time in the real estate transaction. It's when the buyer finds out everything that's wrong with the house. And it's true that sometimes the deal could fall through because of it, but it's also the time when the buyer gets to learn all about their home and have the opportunity to decide if they're truly going to fall in love with it. Up until this point, the buyers probably have seen the home a couple of times and they were able to see surface level stuff that's not a big deal and they like what they see. During inspections, the buyer gets to learn about the inner workings of the home, how long it's been cared for, and a lot of other very valuable information, including but not limited to what items may need to be repaired. This opportunity to help buyers look critically at the condition of the home and make life-changing decisions is part of our job, and we take it very seriously. And in all inspections we've ever attended, we have never had the inspector say a home is perfect, not even a brand new construction home. Here in Arizona, inspectors prefer to have the buyer present at the very end of the inspection for a general overview of what he finds out. Within a couple days after the inspection, the buyer should have a written report from the inspectors with a list of items that may need to be repaired or that may need attention. So let's get to the hard question. What is reasonable or fair to ask the seller to fix? We have 7 elements that we think buyers need to consider. At the end of this video, I'll go through the approach we take when negotiating the repairs with the seller's agent. We've had good success with our approach, and I wish there was a clear-cut formula, but the truth is that we're dealing with human beings, and in many cases, selling a home is an emotional decision. So we want you to consider these things. Number 1 is, what is the value of the home? We know that the first question sellers will have when they see your request for repairs is probably going to be, how much is all of this going to cost me? So more times than not, the decision is going to come down to money for the seller. If you're buying $1 million home, maybe $10,000 on requested repairs is going to seem a lot less significant than asking for $10,000 in repairs on a $250,000 home. For example, there's no clear-cut amount that's fair or unfair, but if you can think about the repairs list in dollars and compare it to the value of the home, it should help to put things in perspective. You don't want to ask for too much, and you also don't want to nickel and dime the seller over small things. Number 2 is, what price did you agree to pay for the home? Are you paying fair market value? Did you get a really good deal? Or did you pay maybe slightly more than fair market value because it was a must to lock down this beautiful mountain view home? This can absolutely make a difference in what's fair when it comes to asking for repairs. If you got a really good deal, we recommend that you don't request or expect much by the way of repairs. On the other hand, if you're paying fair market value, it's not unreasonable for you to ask the seller to make a portion of the repairs. Number 3, is what you're asking for an upgrade? Look carefully at each item on the inspection report list. It is not reasonable to ask the seller to make any upgrades to the property following the inspection period, and let me give you a couple of examples of things that could be considered an upgrade. If the inspection reveals that the air conditioning units are older and they don't have a lot of years of life left, it is not reasonable to ask the seller to replace the air conditioning unit. If the inspection reveals that the home doesn't have carbon monoxide detectors, and it wasn't a requirement that the home have carbon monoxide detectors at the time that it was built, it would not be reasonable to ask the seller to bring the home up to the current code and install carbon monoxide detectors. Hopefully what I'm saying makes sense. Number 4 is it aesthetic or functional? As a general rule, it's not fair or reasonable to ask the seller to change something that's purely aesthetic. One example that comes to mind, and it can be a tricky one, is seals in a window pane. The Prescott area can get hot and the sun is bright and shines nearly every day, and sometimes the seals in windows can warp and buckle, and maybe it doesn't look pretty. But unless the seal is actually broken and there's moisture between the panes, the window is still functional. So it's usually not fair to ask the seller to replace the window. Number 5, is it a safety concern? As a general rule, it is fair to ask the seller to repair something that's a health or safety concern. For example, if left untreated for a long time, termites can be a safety concern. It's reasonable to ask the seller to treat any active termites found. Number 6, are you going to replace the item that needs repair? Many times, buyers have ideas of things they want to renovate or change when they move in to make the house their own. And that's the fun part of making a home your own. So really, it's not fair to ask the seller to repair something that you're just going to replace or get rid of. Here's an example. If the inspection report notes that there's a leaky faucet in the bathroom, but you know you're going to change out all the fixtures anyway, don't ask the seller to fix the faucet. It's just a waste of time and money. Number 7 is, what is the state of the market? And this is important. Are you currently in a buyer's market, a seller's market, or a balanced market? You need to think about how much competition there was for you to get this home. If the home had been sitting on the market for months and months with little activity before you made your offer, you may be able to ask for more in repairs. On the other hand, if you were in a multiple offer situation, or if they have a good backup offer on the home, we recommend that you keep your request for repairs to a minimum if you really want this house. As you can see from these 7 factors, it's a balancing act when it comes to asking for repairs after a home inspection. As promised, here's an explanation of what we do to successfully navigate this tricky part of the home buying process. First, when we receive our inspection reports, we sit down with our clients or have a conference call with them and go through every item line by line. Then we ask our clients to make a list of items that, if not repaired, would make them walk away from the home. This means that if the seller refused to fix that particular item, would you cancel this transaction and start looking for another home? The next strategy is communicating with the seller's agent that we are writing up the repair request. In Arizona, you only have one shot to request repairs, and the seller has only one opportunity to respond. So what that means is you can't come back after the seller has indicated what repairs he will or will not make and want a price reduction or ask for other repairs. There is no other negotiating point. We know that's a lot of pressure, but we can alleviate some of that pressure by coming to a verbal agreement before putting anything into writing and keeping our buyers informed every step of the way. We've had a lot of success with this approach, so what do you think? Are you ready to put together a fair and reasonable request for repairs after your home inspection? If you found this video helpful, let us know by hitting that like button and subscribing to our channel. We really appreciate it. If you're thinking about moving to the Prescott area, we can help you get to know the place we call home. Just go to our website and click on Find Your Home. If you're thinking about selling, go to our website, prescottrealestateandliving.com, and get your home's approximate value by clicking on Sell Your Home here in the middle of the page. Don't forget to check the description below for our contact information and to request buyer and seller guides or a relocation package. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.